Hi everyone, I'm Xiao Jin from Susan's family. Today I'll teach you the crochet method for the Leo from Baby Zodiac series. This toy is made with high quality yarn and beautiful accessories, giving it a lively and delicate appearance. It can be used as a decorative piece or a hanging ornament, with versatile uses and a simple crocheting method that's easy to learn. If you want to purchase the original materials kit and receive crocheting guidance, search for the shop, Susan's Family, to go directly to the store. Now let's get started. This toy consists of two main sections, the main part and the accessories. The main part includes 5 sections: legs, body, arms, head, and hat. Among these, the legs, body, arms, and hat need to be crocheted. Then stuffed at the corresponding positions and assembled with the head. The accessories include fluffy fur, ears, crown, claws, belly, tail, keyring, and patches. First complete the main part, then attach the accessories to each section. First learn the crocheting method for the main part, starting with the hat. Look at the chart. In the pattern chart, the rounds column is indicated by our plus a number. The total stitches column shows the total number of stitches after completing all stitches in that round. The increases and decreases explanation column indicates the stitch techniques and increases, decreases needed when crocheting that specific round. This toy uses X stitch single crochet throughout, which will be referred to as single crochet, SC, in the following instructions. In the chart, the stitch symbols are: X represents single crochet, V represents single crochet increase, SC 2 and 1. Chain and slip stitches are also used. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. To make it clearer for everyone, I'm using chunky yarn for demonstration with random colors. For specific yarn color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the pattern chart. The cast on in the chart is magic ring, indicating the casting on method is adjustable magic ring. First, let's do the adjustable magic ring. Pick up the yarn tail with your right hand and wrap it twice around your left index finger. 1, 2, there are a total of 3 strands above. Pinch the overlapping part of the loops with your right thumb and index finger, then take it out. Then wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass through between the middle finger and index finger. Transfer the loop to between the middle finger and thumb of your left hand. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. The hook moves between these 2 points. Insert the hook into the loop. Position the hook to the left side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw the yarn through. Work a chain stitch to secure. Keep the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through the loop. 1 chain stitch is completed. As you can see, this is how the magic ring looks when it's done. Now let's work the first round. R1 is 6 single crochets. It means to work 6 single crochets into the magic ring loop. First, make a chain stitch as the turning chain for single crochet. The turning chain isn't shown in the chart, but in actual crocheting, you need to work a beginning chain at the start of each round. Note that the beginning chain does not count as a stitch and can be slightly tightened. Next, work single crochets into the magic ring loop. Insert into the magic ring. Place the hook above the yarn tail. Pull through. There are now 2 loops on the hook. Place the hook in front of the yarn tail and wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw through both loops loops on the hook in one go, 1x stitch single crochet is completed. The braid at the upper right corresponds to the stitch, that is, this V-shaped formation of 2 strands. Each subsequent stitch has its corresponding stitch. Place a stitch marker on the single crochet stitch to help locate the slip stitch position at the end. When finishing, if no stitch marker is available, a safety pin or paper clip can be used instead. This marker spot is the first stitch of the current round. Move on to the second stitch. Insert into the large space. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull through. Then place the hook in front of the yarn tail, and wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw through both loops on the hook in one go. The second single crochet is completed. This round requires 6 stitches total. Continue crocheting this way. Before pulling through, always place the hook above the yarn tail. 3, 4, 5, 6. After finishing all, gently tighten the magic ring loop. There are 2 loops here. First, give a gentle tug on the yarn tail. You'll see 1 loop moving. Tighten the moving loop first. One loop remains, simply tighten the yarn tail. This secures the loop. The stitch pattern corresponding to the chart is completed. Next, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch of this round. That is, work a slip stitch at the stitch marker position. Insert the hook. The hook doesn't need to be above the yarn tail. Yarn over and draw through. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. The chain next to it is the slip stitch. The slip stitch is not indicated in the form, but in the actual crocheting process, a slip stitch is needed at the end of each round. Tighten the slip stitch well, otherwise you might accidentally add extra stitches in the next round. This round consists of 6 single crochets. The starting tail can be left for now, and woven in while working the next round. As you can see, this is what it looks like after completing the first round. Next, crochet the second round. R2 is 6V, meaning to work a single crochet increase in each of the 6 stitches from the previous round, repeating 6 times. First, make a chain stitch as the turning chain for the single crochet. This stitch corresponds to the stitch below. The turning chain does not count as a stitch. To make the join less noticeable, tighten the turning chain. This round consists entirely of single crochet increases, meaning 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Work the first single crochet increase in the stitch corresponding to the turning chain. Insert the hook while crocheting. Place the starting yarn tail above the hook, and weave it in along the texture of the fabric. One stitch. Then insert into the same position again. 2 stitches. This completes 1 single crochet increase. Mark the first single crochet. Next, work a single crochet increase in the adjacent stitch on the left side. Insert the hook through these 2 strands. Don't forget to weave in the yarn tail while crocheting. 1 stitch, 2 stitches. The second single crochet increase is complete. This round requires 6 single crochet increases in total. Continue working the remaining 4 by making 2 single crochets in each stitch. After completing the last increase, finish with a slip stitch at the stitch marker. Always remember to join with a slip stitch to the first stitch, at the end of each round. Insert the hook. Let's emphasize again, when making a slip stitch, the hook doesn't need to be placed above the yarn tail. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. Tighten the slip stitch. Let's count the stitches. Each V-shaped loop counts as 1 stitch. Count backward from the last stitch to the slip stitch position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This round has 12 stitches in total. The starting tail has been secured after 1 round, so you can cut it directly. As you can see, this is what the second round looks like when completed. Next, crochet the third round, R3, X, V, *6. The parentheses indicate a group, *6 means repeat this pattern 6 times. This round consists of 1 single crochet, followed by 1 single crochet increase, repeated 6 times as a group. Chain 1 is the beginning chain. Tighten the beginning chain. The stitch under the turning chain corresponds to this stitch below. At the start of each subsequent round, chain 1 as the beginning chain, which does not count as a stitch, and tighten it. I won't repeat this instruction again. Work a single crochet into the stitch under the turning chain. Mark the stitch. Next, work a single crochet increase into the adjacent stitch. One group of X and V is completed. Let me demonstrate again. First, work a single crochet. Then work a single crochet increase. This is the second time. One group of X and V is completed. Let me demonstrate again. For the remaining 4 times, continue working 1 single crochet followed by 1 single crochet increase. Complete the rest of the round. After the last increase, join with a slip stitch at the marker spot and pull tight. This round totals 18 stitches. The total number of stitches for each round is referenced in the corresponding chart, so I won't repeat it later. You can see the texture on the right side of the fabric is clearer. The texture on the wrong side is more blurred. When crocheting later, always keep the right side facing you. This completes the third round. Continue to the fourth round, R4, is, V, 2x, *6. Here 2x means working 2 single crochets consecutively into adjacent stitches, 1 single crochet in each stitch, also called working even. Start this round with a single crochet increase, then work 2 single crochets. Repeat this group 6 times. Work a single crochet increase first. Mark the first stitch. When crocheting later, mark the first stitch of each round. Convenient to find the slip stitch position after completion. I won't repeat it later. Then work 2 even single crochets, 1, 2. This is the V2X crochet method. Let me demonstrate again. Work a single crochet increase first. Work 2 more even single crochets. This is the second time. This round needs to be repeated 6 times in total. Continue the remaining 4 repetitions using the previous method. Make a slip stitch at the stitch marker spot. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what the 4th round looks like when completed. Next, crochet the 5th round. Our 5 is 3x V asterisk 6. It means work 3 even single crochets first, then a single crochet increase. Repeat 6 times. Work 3 single crochets first. Then work a single crochet increase. One set of 3x V is done. This round needs to be repeated 6 times with 3x V. Continue the remaining 5 repetitions using the previous method. Work 3 consecutive single crochets. Then work a single crochet increase. Continue crocheting them all the way down. Join with a slip stitch at the stitch marker spot. Finish by pulling tight. Everyone, this is what the 5th round looks like when completed. In the chart, R6 to R12 is 30x even. It means starting from the 6th round, each round consists of 30 even single crochets until the 12th round ends. I'll demonstrate the crocheting method for the 6th round. This round work even single crochets by picking up stitches corresponding into each stitch. Continue crocheting them all the way down. Join with a slip stitch in the first stitch, and pull tight to finish. Since the even single crochet edge tends to curl slightly, we'll have the right side facing us. Flip the curled part backward. Everyone, this is what the 6th round looks like when completed. From the 7th to 12th rounds, work even single crochets by picking up stitches corresponding into each stitch. The method is simple, please refer to the chart and complete them on your own. While crocheting, remember to keep the right side facing out. I won't demonstrate this part. Next, I'll show you a method for counting rounds. The fabric has raised textures as your guide. Each texture represents one round completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 rounds total. Use this method to count rounds afterward. Once completed, try the hat on your forehead to check. I'll demonstrate the method using a sample piece. Align the back with your neck position. The outer edge should wrap around your ears. Since every one's tension differs, the finished piece size varies. If it covers too much, simply work one less round. If it doesn't cover your ears, work one more round. Adjust the number of rounds as needed based on your fit. Secure with a chain stitch. Pull up the loop. Leave about 25 centimeters of yarn tail, cut and pull tight. Now the hat is completed. Set it aside for later use. Next, learn the crocheting method for the legs. Refer to the chart. The legs are crocheted in rounds starting with an adjustable magic ring. The method is simple. Just follow the pattern chart. Pay attention when crocheting. Because the stitch count is low, after completing the single crochet in the second round, make sure the right side of the piece faces out. Fold the curled part backward and join with a slip stitch to secure. The following crocheting method is simple. Keep the right side facing out while crocheting. After completing the single crochet in the second round, make sure the right side of the piece faces out. Fold the curled part backward and join with a slip stitch to secure. The following crocheting method is simple. Keep the right side facing out while crocheting. I won't demonstrate further here. Once everything is completed, secure with a chain stitch. Pull up the loop. Crochet the other leg using the same method. Do not break the yarn after finishing. I won't demonstrate this part. As you can see, this is the completed second leg. Once both legs are crocheted, stuff them with fiber fill. While stuffing, make sure the loops on the leg with uncut yarn don't slip off. Stuff while adjusting the position with scissors. Ensure the stuffing is firm and even. Be mindful not to prick your fingers with the scissors. Now both legs are done. Let's move on to the body crocheting method. Check the chart. Continue crocheting in rounds upward along both legs. In the pattern, CH stands for chain stitch. Indicates an invisible decrease for single crochet. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. The chart shows 4 CH to join the legs. This means crochet 4 chain stitches between the 2 legs to connect them. Then crochet the 6th round. Take the leg with uncut yarn. Insert the hook into the previously left loop, and slightly adjust the loop size. Crochet 4 chain stitches. Don't make these 4 stitches too tight, keep them slightly loose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark the first and last stitches. Hook into the strand on the right side of the braid. After completing, insert the hook into the previously left loop. Take the other leg. Insert into the first single crochet stitch, which is the position of the previously cut yarn tail. Crochet a slip stitch to join them together. When crocheting, catch the cut yarn tail, and pull the slip stitch tight. This connects the 2 legs together. Then continue crocheting the 6th round according to the chart. First complete the single crochets corresponding to the left leg. Don't forget to chain 1 as the turning chain when crocheting. First work 2 single crochets. The first stitch goes into the previous slip stitch insertion point. Mark it. While crocheting, don't forget to weave in the ends. Two increases. Two single crochets. The stitch pattern for this leg is now completed. Now reach the chain space for joining, work single crochets on top. First insert the hook into the adjacent chain stitch on the left side. Pick up both strands of the braid above and crochet. That is, the insertion point below the stitch marker. Work a single crochet inside. After completing, pick up both strands of the adjacent braid, and work a single crochet. This braid is less noticeable. Don't miss it. Continue to pick up both strands above the braid and work single crochets. After completing, finish the single crochets corresponding to the other leg. 2 single crochets. Don't miss the stitches corresponding to the chain. Two increases. Two single crochets. The single crochets corresponding to this leg are completed. Finally, work single crochets on the other side of the connecting chain. Pay attention to the insertion point here. Pick up this strand of the remaining braid to work. That is, below the insertion point for the single crochet. As you can see, the top and bottom single crochets are worked into the same space. After completing, join with a slip stitch at the marker spot. Finish, pull tight. Everyone, this is what the 6th round looks like after completion. The crocheting method for the 7th round afterward is similar to before. All groups are indicated by parentheses. The number before X indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. The number before X tells you how many single crochets to work. Note that the increase, decrease positions must follow the increases and decreases explanation table. Do not adjust randomly. Rounds 8 through 12 are worked evenly, without increases or decreases. When crocheting, always keep the right side facing you. Everyone, refer to the chart and crochet to the corresponding rounds. I won't demonstrate this part. Everyone, this is what the 12th round looks like after completion. When counting rounds, simply count upwards from one of the legs. After completing round 12, add a bit of stuffing at the connection point between the legs and body, to make it firmly stuffed and even. Next, work round 13, R13, is 4 SC, SC2 tog, 4 SC, asterisk 3. A stands for single crochet decrease. This round's pattern is, work 4 single crochets, then 1 single crochet decrease, followed by 4 single crochets. Repeat this group 3 times. First, work 4 single crochets. Don't forget to mark the first stitch. After completing, work a single crochet decrease using the invisible decrease method. Take a look, one stitch consists of these 2 strands. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand on the outer side is the back loop. Insert the hook into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. Then insert from front to back into the front loop of the second stitch. It's a bit tricky to adjust here, be mindful not to insert in the wrong position. There are 3 loops on the hook. Position the hook above the yarn tail. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. With 2 loops remaining, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 single crochet decrease is completed. Using this method creates smaller gaps between stitches, resulting in a more delicate and beautiful fabric texture. Continue working down with 4 single crochets. The first single crochet goes into the corresponding stitch. Be mindful not to work in the wrong position. One group of 4x is completed. Continue with the second group, work 4 single crochets first. After completing, work 1 single crochet decrease. I'll demonstrate the invisible decrease method again. Insert the hook from front to back into the front loops of 2 adjacent stitches on the left side. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on the hook. With 2 loops remaining, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The single crochet decrease is finished. Continue with 4 single crochets. The second group is completed. One more group remains in this round. Continue working downward using the previous method. After finishing all, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch, and pull tight. Everyone, this is what it looks like after completing the 13th round. Next, work the 14th round. Our 1-4 is 7x, asterisk 3, which means work 7 single crochets first, then 1 single crochet decrease. Repeat this group 3 times. Continue working them all the way down. Finally, finish with a slip stitch, pull tight. The 14th round is done. Rounds 15 through 19 follow a similar crocheting method. Again, the increase, decrease positions must strictly follow the table. Increases and decreases explanation for crocheting. Do not adjust randomly. Everyone, please refer to the pattern to complete them on your own. I won't demonstrate here. After completing round 19, take out the doll head and insert the neck into the body. Position the last round of the body into the middle groove. Check the opening size. If the last round opening is too large for the paper piece to hold, or too small for the neck to fit through, adjust your tension and rework the last 3 rounds. I'll demonstrate the final yarn tail treatment method. After finishing all, make a chain stitch to secure. Stretch the loop and leave a yarn tail about 5 centimeters long. Cut off and pull tight. This yarn tail doesn't need to be handled for now. Stuff fiber fill through this small hole. Adjust the position with your crochet hook while stuffing. Make sure it's firmly and evenly stuffed. This is what the body looks like when completed. Next, crochet the arms. Refer to the chart. Both arms are crocheted in rounds starting with an adjustable magic ring, using the same method as the legs. Everyone, please refer to the pattern to complete them on your own, leaving a yarn tail about 25 centimeters long at the end. I won't demonstrate this part. After crocheting the arms, stuff them with fiber fill, filling about half full. Then close this small hole by threading the reserved yarn tail into a yarn needle. Insert the needle from front to back through the front loops of the last 6 stitches. Pull tight the yarn tail after completing. At the position of the first and last stitch, secure it in place several times. The yarn tail is still long enough, so leave it for now. The small hole is now closed. One arm is now completed. Fill and close the whole of the other arm using the same method. I won't demonstrate this part. Next, assemble all the parts together, starting with attaching the body to the hat. Use the whip stitch method to sew them together. The last round of the body has 15 single crochets. Connect the back 7 stitches to the hat, leaving 8 stitches unsewn. First, find the corresponding sewing position. Position the side without the slip stitch facing you. Align and press flat the opening along the front and back edges on both sides. Locate the front 8 stitches and place stitch markers on both left and right sides. Between the two markers, including the stitches where markers are placed, are the reserved stitches, sew together the remaining 7 stitches. Thread the reserved yarn tail into the yarn needle. Insert the needle from front to back into the corresponding stitch on the body. Then exit from back to front through the corresponding stitch on the hat. Pull tight. Sew an extra stitch in the same position to secure it. Next, insert from front to back into the adjacent stitch on the body. Exit from back to front through the adjacent stitch on the hat. Pull tight. Continue inserting from front to back into the next stitch on the body. Exit from back to front through the corresponding stitch on the hat. Repeat this process down to the stitch before the left side marker. Leave the yarn tail on the body for now. Place it at the back. Finally, sew an extra stitch to secure it. Tie a simple knot with the yarn tail from where you cut the yarn on the body. First transition it to the corresponding position, on the wrong side before tying. Remove the stitch marker. Hide the excess yarn tails inside the body. This secures the body and hat together. Next, attach the doll head. First, stuff fiberfill through the small hole below the doll's neck. In practice, if the area below the neck isn't flat, you can trim it. Trim them flat. While stuffing, adjust the position as you go. Fill the entire doll head with fiberfill. Once done, insert the neck into the body. The last round of the body should sit in the groove in the middle of the neck. You can also apply glue at the neck area to attach the doll head to the fabric piece, making it more secure. Next, put on the hat. This completes the doll head assembly. Finally, attach the arms to the fourth to last round, on both sides of the body. They should be roughly in line with the legs, with about 8 to 9 single crochets between the two arms. When attaching, place stitch markers at the corresponding sewing positions on the body. I've already marked them in advance here. Thread the reserved yarn tail of the arm through a yarn needle. Align and press the front and back of the arm flat. Insert the needle into the corresponding adjacent stitches on the front and back. Pull the yarn through. Locate the corresponding sewing position for the arm. Insert the needle into the corresponding stitch. Exit through the corresponding stitch on the opposite side. Pull the yarn tail through. Take the second arm. Similarly, align and press its front and back flat. The needle exits through the corresponding stitches on the front and back. Be mindful while threading. Check the arm position. Remove the stitch marker. Insert into the corresponding adjacent stitches on the front and back. Pass through the body. Exit on the opposite side. Pass through the previous arm, into the corresponding adjacent stitches on the front and back. Tighten the yarn tail. Sewing the arms this way allows them to rotate freely. Repeat this process once more to secure. Draw the yarn tail through to the wrong side of the body. The other yarn tail also exits through the wrong side of the body. Close to the previously exited yarn tail. Tie several simple knots with the two yarn tails. Trim the excess. Hide the yarn tails inside the body. Here's what the two arms look like after being secured. Now the main part is complete. Next, let's learn how to make the accessories for different parts. First, crochet the paws. Here's the finished paw, made using the magic ring method in rounds. The new stitch technique used is the T-half double crochet. S stands for slip stitch. Watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Just follow the chart to crochet. First, cast on with a magic ring. I've already prepared the starting ring here. Next, work 2x stitch single crochets, and don't forget to chain 1 as the turning chain. Mark the first stitch. After completing, work a slip stitch into the starting ring. Here, the slip stitch doesn't need to be tightened, just crochet normally. Next, work a half double crochet. The technique for half double crochet is to yarn over once. Insert the hook. The hook doesn't need to be placed above the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise and pull through. With 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 half double crochet is completed. A group ST is finished. Next, work the second group. 1 slip stitch. 1 half double crochet, yarn over once, insert the hook. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise and pull through. With 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The second half double crochet is completed. Continue with 1 slip stitch. 2 half double crochets. If you find it difficult to work the stitch, move the completed section slightly to the right before crocheting. Next, work 1 slip stitch. 1 half double crochet. Continue with 1 slip stitch. 2 single crochets. Note, the first X stitch single crochet can be tricky. Finally, close the loop. Join with a slip stitch at the first stitch position, pull tight. Leave about 25 centimeters of yarn tail. Cut off, tighten the tail. One paw is completed. Crochet the other one in the same way. I won't demonstrate it here. Next, attach the paw to the arm. First, thread the starting tail into the yarn needle. Insert the needle through the center of the arm. On the first round, exit through any stitch. Tighten the tail. Leave this tail for now. Thread the reserved yarn tail into the needle. Secure the paw to the arm. When securing, pay attention, the raised part of the paw should be on top. Insert the needle into the corresponding stitch of the first round on the arm. Exit through the adjacent stitch. Pass to the corresponding position on the paw, pick up the loop on the wrong side. Adjust the position as you sew to prevent it from being crooked. Tighten the tail. Continue inserting into the arm. Exit through the adjacent stitch. Pass through the paw, pick up the loop on the wrong side. Tighten the tail. Continue downward in this way, securing it slightly. Finally, tie a simple knot with the reserved yarn tail, and hide it inside the arm. Hide the tail inside the arm. One paw is now secured. Fix the other one in the same way. I won't demonstrate it here. Next, attach the paw pads on top of the paws. Take the non-woven fabric and draw a circular pattern, with a diameter of about 0.5 centimeters on it first. Here I'll only demonstrate the method. Use random colors. Once completed, cut it along the marked lines. Apply glue to the side with the marked lines. Attach it on top of the paw. Slightly lower. After finishing, cut 4 smaller circles, and attach them on top following the curve. The method is simple, so I won't demonstrate it here. This is the installation method for the paw pads. Next, crochet the ears. Let's look at the finished product. The ears consist of inner and outer parts. The outer ear is also crocheted in rounds using the magic ring technique. While crocheting, pay attention. After completing the single crochets corresponding to the pattern, do not join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Simply make a chain stitch to secure the thread, leaving a yarn tail of about 20 centimeters. The method is straightforward, so refer to the chart to complete them yourself. I won't demonstrate it here. As you can see, this is what a completed outer ear looks like. Once the outer ears are finished, attach them to the hat. Let's take a look at the finished product. Attach the ears to the middle position, above the 6th to last round of the hat, with 8 single crochets between the 2 ears. Please watch me demonstrate the specific attachment method. Now mark the corresponding position on the hat with a stitch marker. After completing, remove the ears. Thread the reserved yarn tail of the outer ear through a yarn needle. In reality, the outer ear color matches the main part color. Here, for clarity, I'm using random colors. Random colors. Insert the needle into the corresponding position. Thread the starting tail through the yarn needle as well. Insert into the adjacent stitch. When attaching, make sure the outer ear's right side is facing you. Tighten the yarn tail. Tie a simple knot with the 2 yarn tails on the wrong side. When attaching, remember to pull the yarn tails tight. Gently pull the yarn tails along the texture on the backside. Cut off the excess. The outer ear is now secured. Next, sew a line segment onto the attached outer ear to form the inner ear. Cut a yarn tail about 20 centimeters long. Color scheme is random as well. Refer to the chart for specific color schemes. Thread the yarn tail into the needle. Insert the hook through the center position at the bottom of the outer ear. Pull the yarn through. Leave about 5 centimeters in length. Come out at the top center position. Insert into the corresponding middle position at the back bottom. Pay attention not to insert at the same position as the previous yarn tail. Gently tighten the yarn tail. Next, come out at the front center. Come out at the top right of the outer ear. Insert into the center at the back. Gently tighten. Continue to come out at the front center. Pass through the top left. Insert into the center at the back. Add 2 yarn tails and tie a simple knot. Slightly tighten. Cut off the excess. You can also apply glue at the knot position to prevent the yarn tail from coming loose. This part won't be demonstrated here. The inner ear is now sewn. One ear is complete. Attach the other side using the same method. I won't demonstrate this part. This is how to make the ears. Next, crochet the mane. This will be shown using a chart. The mane is crocheted in rounds using chain stitches, and the magic ring method. The stitch symbols in the chart are labeled on the pattern diagram. The new stitch used is the double crochet. All other stitches not mentioned are worked the same as before. Watch my demonstration of the crocheting method. Hang the yarn tail on the left hand. Color choices are random here. Place the crochet hook below the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. There's a loop on the hook. Pinch the crossing point of the loop with your left hand. Yarn over on the left side of the yarn. Draw the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Tighten the yarn tail. You can also make a slip knot directly, and place it on the hook. Slightly adjust the loop size. Crochet down 36 chain stitches. When completed, mark the last chain stitch. Hook into the strand on the right side of the chain. Join with a slip stitch in the first chain. Turn the chain so the wrong side faces you. Fold both sides toward the middle. Make sure not to twist the chain. Pick up the first chain, work a slip stitch in the top strand. Pull the slip stitch tight. This completes the cast on. Now crochet the first round. Make 3 beginning chains. 1, 2, 3. Treat these 3 chains as one double crochet, mark the third chain. These 3 chains correspond to the chain below. Work 4 double crochets in the same position. The technique for double crochet is to yarn over once, and insert into the corresponding position. When crocheting, don't weave in the ends, just draw the yarn through. Similarly, the hook doesn't need to be above the yarn tail, simply wrap the yarn counterclockwise and draw through. With 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. With 2 loops remaining, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 double crochet is completed. Next, work the second stitch, yarn over once. Insert and draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over one after another, pull through the hook, with 2 loops remaining, repeat twice. 1, 2. The second double crochet is completed. Continue to work 2 more double crochets in the same position. Including the beginning chain, there are now 5 double crochets total. We consider these 5 stitches as a fan pattern. Note, this pattern is the first stitch of this round. The technique is special, working 1 beginning chain and 4 double crochets. Afterwards, all are 5 double crochets. Next, skip 1 chain and work a slip stitch into the adjacent second chain. Pick up the top strand of the chain, and work the slip stitch without tightening. After completing, continue to skip 1 chain and leave unworked. Work the fan pattern into the adjacent chain. That is, work 5 double crochets inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second fan pattern is completed. Continue to skip 1 chain and work a slip stitch into the adjacent chain. After completing, skip 1 chain and work the fan pattern into the second chain. The third fan pattern is completed. Let's look at the crocheting pattern here. All work corresponding stitches by picking up the top strand of the chain. Between every 2 fan patterns, work a slip stitch transition. Between the slip stitch and the fan patterns on both sides, skip 1 chain and leave unworked. Repeat this process to complete the remaining rows. After finishing the last slip stitch, leave 1 chain unworked on the left side. Join with a slip stitch to the beginning chain. Hook into the top of the beginning chain, the 3rd chain, and work 2 strands into a slip stitch. Pull tight. Make a chain stitch to secure and stretch the loop. Leave about 40 centimeters of yarn tail, cut off, and pull tight. The yarn tails can be left unsecured for now. Everyone, this is what the mane looks like when completed. Next, attach the mane to the hat. Take a look at the finished product. Attach the mane to the back side behind the ears, approximately at the second to last round of the hat. There is a fan pattern in the middle position between the 2 ears. Please watch my demonstration of the specific attachment method. Position the right side of the mane facing you, and place it over the hat. Adjust the position and place the yarn tail behind. You can use stitch markers to temporarily secure the mane to the hat. Thread the reserved yarn tail through a yarn needle. Insert the needle from the wrong side of the mane, pick up loops, and transition to the bottom. After completing, insert the needle into the corresponding position of the hat, and exit through the stitch above. Tighten the yarn tail and weave it through the chain of the mane starting point. Pull tight. Then insert into the hat and exit at a distance apart. Pass through the mane and the foundation chain below. Insert into the corresponding position of the hat, and exit at a distance apart. Tighten the yarn tail. Pass through the mane and insert into the hat. Repeat this process to sew the remaining sections downward. Secure while adjusting the position to prevent sewing crooked. Finally, exit through the hat. Thread the reserved yarn tail from the starting chain into the hat. Tie a simple knot with the 2 yarn tails. Pull slightly. As you can see, this is what the mane looks like after being secured. Next, make the tail. Cut a piece of wire about 9 centimeters long. Fold one end inward about 1 centimeter in length. Fold it in half twice. Pinch the folded part at the top tightly. Be careful not to cut your hands when pinching with scissors. Pinch the bottom part slightly as well. Note, the bottom should be slightly wider than the top. Apply glue to the folded section. Use the yarn from the main part. Wrap the wire. Random color scheme here. First, wrap the top part to cover it. After completing, wrap horizontally in rounds. Wrap the wire evenly and continue wrapping downward. Leave about 1 centimeter in length, apply glue to the end. Finish wrapping the remaining part, cut off the excess. Wait for the glue to dry. Then wrap gold thread around the folded section at the top. Apply glue to the top first. Wrap the gold thread vertically a few times to cover the top. Wait for the glue to slightly dry, then wrap horizontally in rounds. Similarly, wrap it evenly. Cut off the excess. Wait for the glue to dry. This completes the tail. Attach the tail to the middle position of the 10th round. First, enlarge the corresponding position slightly with a darning needle or crochet hook. Apply glue to the end of the tail, about 1 centimeter from the bottom. Insert into the corresponding position. Wait for the glue to dry. Adjust the angle. This secures the tail in place. Next, attach the belly. Let's see the finished product. Align the top of the belly with the third to last round of the body. Watch me demonstrate the specific method. Cut a yarn tail about 30 centimeters long. The actual color matches the main part, here the color scheme is random. Take 2 strands and sew them together. Thread the needle with the yarn tail. Insert the needle from behind the body. Come out in the middle position of the third to last round from the front. Pull out part of the yarn tail. Leave about 5 centimeters in length at the back. Take the flat back rhinestone. Insert it into one of the holes. Then insert it again from the top at the same position. Come out at the corresponding middle position below. Pull tight the yarn tail. When sewing to this point, you can apply glue on the wrong side of the flat back rhinestone, and attach it to the body for extra security. Pass through the corresponding hole below, then insert into the body. Come out behind, close to the previous yarn tail, and pull tight the yarn tail. Tie the 2 yarn tails with a simple knot. Hide it inside the body. As you can see, this is what it looks like after securing the belly. Next, attach the patch to the body. Apply glue on the wrong side of the patch. Attach it to the bottom right side of the body, around the 9th round. Wait for the glue to dry, so the patch is secured well. Next, secure the crown. Attach the crown to the right side of the hat, near the ear position. Apply glue where the crown touches the hat's mane. Wait for the glue to dry, so the crown is secured well. Our kit also includes a keyring. After all accessories are attached, install it based on your preference. I'll demonstrate the keyring installation method using one main part. Install the keyring in the middle position of the 5th or 6th round of the hat. You can also adjust the installation position based on actual conditions. Place a stitch marker at the corresponding position. Take a yarn tail about 30 centimeters long and thread it through a yarn needle. Insert the needle through the corresponding position. Pull out part of the yarn tail. Leave about 5 centimeters in length. Thread through the keyring's buttonhole. Insert into the adjacent stitch and pull through the next stitch on the other side. Tighten the yarn tail. Pull through the buttonhole. Pull through the corresponding position on the hat. Tighten. Sew a few more stitches downward to secure. Finally, make several simple knots with the reserved yarn tail. Hook the yarn tail into the inside of the hat to hide it. You can also slightly gather along the texture of the hat surface. This completes the keyring installation. The crochet method for this Zodiac toy is now finished. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, contact our customer service. Susan's family supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you later.